All right, guys, we have another example here. Find cosine of 225 degrees using the reference angle method. So the first thing we're going to do is probably locate 225 degrees. We know that 225 degrees creates a ray in the third quadrant. So what's our reference angle here? Well, it's the angle between the x-axis and our given angle 225 degrees. So here's 225 degrees, this arrow right here. And the angle between 225 degrees and the x-axis is given like this. So what is the measure of that angle though? What is the measure of this reference angle right here? Well, it's the difference between 225 and 180 because it's in between them. So if we find the difference between 225 and 180, we'll find the measure of this angle. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's subtract 225 and 180 and we get 45 degrees. So this means that our reference angle, this angle right here, is 45 degrees. So what does this mean for us? This means that cosine of 225 degrees is equal to plus or minus cosine of 45 degrees. Now we don't really know if it's plus or minus yet, but we will in 2 seconds. So first thing we want to do is evaluate cosine of 45 degrees. Cosine of 45 degrees is square root of 2 over 2. Again, this is something you had to memorize. Okay, so cosine of 225 degrees is either plus square root of 2 over 2 or it's minus square root of 2 over 2. How do we know this? Well, we got to now look back at our graph. 25 degrees lands in the third quadrant. And remember how we separate these quadrants. In the first quadrant, all the trig functions are positive. In the second one, only sine is. In the third one, only tangent is positive. And in the fourth one, only cosine is positive. So because we're trying to evaluate cosine of 225 degrees, and tangent is the only trig function that's positive in the third quadrant, then that means cosine must be negative. So that means we come down here. Which one do we pick? The positive version or the negative version? Well, we choose the negative one. So our answer here is cosine of 225 degrees is equal to minus square root of 2 over 2.